second matchup of the night, where we have the Gravelords facing off against Whiteout in our rival league. And I'm joined here with Mr. Fishmeister.
Hello.
That was a very short introduction, Fishy.
You know, I'm just a man of few words. That's what they call me all the time.
That is true. It's kind of a debate of whether or not you're gonna get more words out than your brother or not. So, but the fact that you're a caster probably leans it more into your direction.
Yeah, I'd say so for sure. And we got your team on the stream tonight, Bagels. How you feeling about them?
We do. It's actually the second night in a row that I've had my teams on stream. Wisps on Monday, Gravelords tonight. I'm not sure so much about Quackbot's team, but I feel like my team could pull out the dub tonight.
Well, your team's coming in 0-1, and Whiteout, I believe, is 1-0 in a Game 5 win. Is there anything you're looking for?
Well, my team lost in Game 5 on Monday, so maybe they'll win in Game 5 tonight. Who knows? But all I'm going to say is that if anybody knows Astro in the chat, this man's comms are insane, and he's always yelling, he's always screaming about something crazy, so I'm sure there'll be some sort of shenanigans going on the Gravelords team tonight. But I think, yeah, we're actually going to get these players in the lobby right now to get this game one underway. And without knowing anything about these teams, I'm assuming, Fishy, what are you predicting here?
Well, I've heard of one person on each team. I've heard of Astronistic. He was my teammate last season, and Kaio on the other team. But I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty even. Rival League's been getting less dominant teams and more even all around. So I'd be looking for a Game 5.
Yeah, I think it could be close, and I'd say you know him a little bit more than just knowing Astro. I mean, he's your teammate. You gotta know him a little bit more than just saying, "Oh, I know a guy."
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of guys, so
I know a guy who knows a guy. We used to know a guy back in Tijuana. Anyways, back in this game is unfortunately Knight is gonna miss off the back wall, and that's gonna be an opening goal coming out from Whiteout.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know what else to say. That's just an unfortunate miss there. The rotations were pretty solid coming into that, but when your back man misses on the goal line, it's kind of just a bad situation.
It's absolutely a bad situation. I can already hear Astro's screams ringing in my ear. Casper with the clear off the back wall. Knight trying to follow up, but again, another mistouch coming out from him. Able to recover after using a lot of boost. I think Astro probably should have taken that ball from him. Somehow Knight still has much more boost to work with. He picked up the corner. Casper trying to get the shot, but he whiffs in the mid. Astro with a ballsy challenge as third man. Casper back to the middle. Astro gonna bang this off the back wall. Where's Knight for the follow-up? A little too late as Casper sends a shot right into the upcoming defender. And again, Astro trying to pound it off the back wall. And despite that opening mistake coming out from them, as hold on, a big dunk comes out. Astro making the read off his own backboard. I was gonna say that Gravelords are starting to put some pressure on.
Yeah, for sure. They've done a good job keeping the midfield control and not letting it get past their half, but that last challenge is just coming a little bit too late and they're not getting a clean shot off.
Yeah, and an unfortunate hit coming out from Knight again in the midfield. Stop that barrage of shots coming on. He's able to get a clear out now. Casper up with the aerial. Last back is Lurky, able to find the touch and send it to the corner. And again, it's just a game of these 50s at the moment, just constant 50s in front of the box. As Kaio able to send it back out. Knight on the ball here, trying to pass it to the middle. I think he balled Astro. Is Lurky up again for this big dunk that's going to fall off the backboard. Casper here with the shot. Actually trying to pass it back over to Knight. Off the crossbar.
Oh.
A great play ends in calamity for Gravelords.
Yeah,
and they can't be missing those, Fishy.
That was the first real time they stopped just trying to beat the first man.
Oh, no.
And the first pass for Whiteout here gets a goal, but it's starting to ramp up to more advanced plays now. I'm liking it.
That might have been the quickest 1-2-3 I've seen from a whole team from Whiteout. They cleared it, it bounced off the dude's hood, back over to the final hit from Lurky. But yeah, That was such a great play coming out from the Gravelords, but unfortunately the crossbar, as I don't know if you saw a little bit of the last streamed match, but in that last match, Ignite, they hit the ball up the crossbar like 5 times. So here's hoping the crossbar doesn't get more of a beating in this series.
It's taken too much already.
Yeah, it's too much to bear. But now Gravelords down 2-0 after having some offense. There's Astro with the shot. A great play coming out from Smexy though. Casper trying to pass back over to the mid, but nobody was ready for it quite yet. Knight back over onto the right side now. Casper chasing it. Not a great hit, but Astro is able to follow it up, but gives it away as he's able to demo Coyote for his efforts. Knight with the pass to the middle blocked, but Astro and Casper pushed too far up, and that's going to lead to a third goal potentially, and it will. The rotation just not there for the Gravelords at the moment.
Yeah, they're down 2-0 and they're looking to be more aggressive here, but Casper and Astronis get on top of each other on that rotation back and just gets behind them.
Yeah, and unfortunately for my team here, it kind of seems like Astro's trying to carry gets a great shot off the kickoff almost. It seems like Casper and Knight are playing a little subpar at the moment. I know that personally, I know these players, I know they can play a little bit better than this, but just at the moment, Knight and Casper are struggling at the moment.
Yeah, and I'd say they just need to let the ball go over them a few times. A lot of times you see, like Knight especially, going for balls where it's just awkward for him to hit, and when maybe like leaving it for some person behind you could be the better option.
Yeah, and a little bit more patient play coming out from them there. Astro waiting for the ball to come to him, and he does send another shot on. As here's another opportunity, but once again, nobody there to follow up, as Knight kind of pre-jumped it. Now they're going to have to retreat back on the defense again, and with just under a minute left, they're going to have to find something, and something quick here to have any chance. Astro with a great clear to the middle. There's Knight to follow it up. Good 50. Just 50 after 50 in this midfield, trying to create some sort of momentum, but another good clear coming out from Whiteout to send it back onto the blue half. And the way this is going, Whiteout, they only have 3 shots, but they've converted on all 3 as most of them have been open nets. Another pass to the middle, but Casper skies it above the wall. And there's going to be no goal coming from this, as their touches just aren't clean at the moment. In 20 seconds, this one's all but over for Gravelords.
Yeah, and Gravelords, they've had a lot of pressure offensively, but still not getting that many shots on target, and even when they do, it's either on the post or at a goalie so far, so...
Yeah, and I just mentioned it a second ago, but Whiteout, they only have 3 shots, but they have scored on all 3, as finally one's going to go in the final seconds for Gravelords, but too little too late. But yeah, Gravelords, they're only sitting at 6 themselves too, so a low scoring shot total on both teams to start off this game 1. And 4 goals were scored, but still a lot of low shot totals. But heading into game 2, we'll have to see if there's going to be more shots coming out, and if the impeccable 100% shooting percentage coming out from Whiteout's going to stay consistent, which I don't think it will be, but who knows. But Gravelords are going to have a lot of work to do on that rotation, and honestly just hitting their shots.
Yeah, Whiteout's sitting back right now and letting them shoot the ball, but Gravelords just haven't been able to capitalize whenever there's been an opportunity.
Yeah, they're just not hitting their mark. There was a few passing plays coming out, and one of them kind of almost hit their mark, but unfortunately it hit crossbar. And the other ones either had some good passes dished out in front of the box, and either one of the Gravelords players wasn't ready for it, or by the time they were, it was just too little too late, or even sent it above. They just need to increase the quality of their hits at the moment, as they're lacking consistency. And Whiteout, they only had 3 shots. They didn't do that much offensively in terms of pressure, but they were just a more consistent team for that game 1. Now we're going to have to see who's going to be the more consistent in this game 2. And off the kickoff, we got Casper and Lurky skying it high. Knight there with the follow-up. Getting bumped off the ball, though, as Astro coming racing in for another challenge. Good 50 to keep it in. And another 50 that's going to fling itself off the left side. Astro again, where's the follow-up? Knight there, missing the shot, and Casper double committed with him. This is going to be dangerous if he can read the backboard, and he does. Excellent shot by Lurky to sink that in. And another missed rotation coming out from Gravelords to start it off.
Yeah, it's another over-aggressive push from Gravelords, but they're trying to do the infield passes. It's better, but someone's just got to get on the end of that ball there.
Yeah, I think Knight jumped up, and maybe he got a little tentative because Casper jumped up as well, and maybe he started to back off because he realized he was third man, but that was honestly his ball. He had the momentum coming forward. Another chance for Smexy here, but Casper going to send it away. And I think it's just on Astra to try and carry this team at the moment. If Casper and Knight are going to continue to struggle, Astra's going to have to try and find some sort of double tap, crazy play or something. As he finds a double off the sidewall. Knight trying to follow this up, getting dunked out to the right side. As Smexy following it up. A missed touch in the midfield. This doesn't allow Gravelords to get back onto offense. But Casper too slow again. They're just not ready for Whiteout at the moment. They're playing too far back.
Yeah, Luxury almost gets a double tap there, and that's really the first high-flying play I've seen from Whiteout the whole series. They're starting to try and push out of their box more.
Finally,
Yeah.
Gravelords able to get on the board. Not at 0 seconds almost this time. Kind of a crazy pass coming out from Knight to get that back to Casper in the middle. Put that one away.
That was the one time that Whiteout pushed out, and they immediately got counterattacked because they didn't score. Every other time, they've just hit the ball home. So.
Yeah, definitely Whiteout seems to be the more conservative team at the moment. As hold on, another play bouncing off the top post. Casper missing it. Astro trying to keep it in, lofting it above the crossbar. Casper with a great shot off the crossbar again. Oh my, that was almost a highlight reel play coming from him. He came flying across to try and send that one on. Pressure still on in this Whiteout box. Panicking in front of it. Astro there with the follow-up. And it looks like they've made the adaptation for this game too.
I mean, it's definitely worked, whatever they've changed here. It looks like just more pressure and more shots, and it's just working so far. Whiteout's on their back foot.
Yeah, but even then, I don't know if you caught it, but Astro, he hit that shot, but Casper was right on top of him again. If that ball somehow snuck its way through, that could have easily been another goal for Whiteout instead of Gravelords, as Knight missing on the opportunity, Astro missing as well. Casper's going to have to take this into the corner. 0 boost to work with, and this time the crossbar is more friendly for Whiteout, and a series of whiffs are going to punish the Gravelords.
Yeah, it was those 2 whiffs that really kept the Whiteout on offense on that opportunity, and once everyone's on 0 boost on the goal line, there's not much you can do against a shot like that.
Yeah, and Casper, he had an opportunity to try and stop that shot from coming out, but unfortunately for him, he had 0 boost and just couldn't meet Smexy at the ball there. And that's going to tie it up at 2-2 with just over halfway left. Astro trying to pass it over to Casper. He's going to bounce clear it out, getting past all 3 defenders. Kyle with an unfortunate pass to the middle. As Lurky kind of cleans it up for him. Knight off the backboard again. Astro there for the shot, and he's going to put it home. And this is definitely a much different game than game 1. It's a lot of back and forth.
Well, I'd say the chances have been going Gravelord's way, because again, they commit all 3 on that goal line of Whiteout, and if it doesn't go in there, that's a goal for Whiteout.
Yeah, this Gravelords playstyle at the moment is kind of all or nothing. They're putting all of their bodies in front of it, and again, another double commit coming out from them on defense this time. They need to space accordingly and just get that rotation under order, because it's just kind of all over the place for them at the moment. They are winning in this game too, but how long can they hold on the way they're playing? Smexy with a save to the middle, getting it past the second. Knight racing back with 0 boost. Kai with a weak shot on, and Knight's going to send it to the side. Lurky with the follow-up high off the backboard. There he is. I just stumbled on my words as Coyote was racing in for the shot. Knight sending it away. This could be another opportunity, but Casper opts to go back for boost. Casper on this one now. Not getting the greatest bang. He needed to get a little bit more height on that one. As Coyote sending it back to the middle, Knight there. This time Knight gets the bang they needed, trying to get the backboard, and he reads it, but too slow of a shot. But the players on Whiteout are going to bump each other, and that one trickles in.
Yeah, it just kind of snuck in behind them both there. I don't know. I mean, they both had boosts. It was just awkward positioning in that.
Yeah, I mean, to their credit, I think they both expected Knight to get a much more powerful shot, but He did place it somewhat decently, but only at 15 miles an hour. But either way, it goes in. And that might be the first goal where Gravelords have not committed 2, even 3 players inside the box. As another double commit pinch this time coming out, Astro might be here for the follow-up, and he is off the back wall. But
Oh
again,
my.
another miss rotation. It's just looking ugly from the Gravelords. They're still in the lead, but there's just so many double commits. I just don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, Casper and Knight went from pinching on their backboard to both committing for a ball and getting beat to. I mean, it's content. It's fun to watch for sure.
I mean, it may be my team, but I won't be ashamed to say that the way Gravelords are playing at this point is a little comical. They're just Casper and Knight need to get on some sort of same frequency here, as Astro is continuing to be respecting the rotation and kind of playing by himself, as Knight and Casper continually proving to be on top of each other. And Whiteout, they've been getting beat out by these kind of crazy plays coming out from Gravelords, but the rotations definitely look more clean from them on their side. As Knight flopping his way down the field, getting a decent clear. Smexy's going to send it off his own corner. Another whiff coming out. Astro banging it off the corner. That's going to be too hard for a follow-up. As Knight, another slow roller onto net. Coyote with the save out. Smexy off his own corner. Astro trying to pass it back to the middle. Knight racing in. That was kind of another ballsy challenge with the final seconds approaching, but able to get a decent 50 to keep it onto the orange half. Casper there with the follow-up. Astro getting dunked out. This is going to leave Knight last back. Popping it over to, and Lurky's last back in the corner. An unfortunate 50 coming out, but Casper there to clear it away. Trying to go for some sort of double here. As Knight jumping with 0 seconds left, Astro's going to smartly put that into the ground. He says no more. He's tired of the way Casper and Knight are playing. He's like, I don't want your shenanigans. And that's a little much crazier game. I don't even know what to think about that one.
Now I'm surprised actually. I'm looking at the end scoreboard here. Whiteout had 7 shots. I don't know where those came from because it felt like Gravelords were just in their half the entire time.
Yeah, and that was another situation where Whiteout kind of burned all their offense at the beginning of the game, excluding that last double commit that came out. But Whiteout, they were able to come up with 7 shots there, like you said, and Gravelords only sitting at 8 themselves. The higher shots came out from them this game, but not by much. And it was just kind of an ugly game coming off from Gravelords. They were the best and worst team on the field. They scored a lot of great goals, and they let in a lot of bad goals, quite frankly. But heading into this game 3, I know it's been hard to analyze here, Fishy, but who has the edge here?
I would honestly say that Whiteout is probably easier to keep their heads calm for a longer series, knowing that, Gravelords will give them the opportunities. They just have to wait.
Yeah, they might just have to rely back to that game 1 patient play. That's another double commit coming off the backboard. That might be the 3rd or 4th double commit on the backboard that's resulted in a pinch. But either way, able to clear it with relatively little danger. Lurky clearing it back away. Casper's going to turn on it, getting it past 2. Trying to linger in this corner, as he probably should have let Knight follow that ball. And again, Casper and Knight just aren't on the same frequency at the moment. Astro trying to send it back to the middle. Casper with a great dunk this time around. Pass to the middle, but Knight overcommitted too far. He wasn't quite sure where that one was going to be put. Astro sending it high inside the box. Casper going to follow this up, but he's being a little nervous, eventually going for it. And Knight, again, he pushes up too far. I don't know how many times I can say it. Knight and Casper, they're just all over each other.
Well, as ugly the first and second man play has been so far, it's still an improvement from game 2, I'd say, and their third man has actually been in a relatively safe position, so I'd say it's a good rotational adjustment from Gravelords.
I mean, it's honestly hard to tell who the third man is for this team at the moment. It's just the rotation is constantly awry, as finally the Whiteout players in disarray, bumping each other, all 3 in the corner. Ball going to be off the backboard. Knight getting the ball off the demo, sending it high, trying to follow it up, getting a decent 50, but I think Astro and Casper actually bumped each other inside their own box on the opposite side, and there's just No synergy at the moment, but still sitting at a 0-0 scoreline as Casper up with the shot, dunking out one, but Astro's going to fake this in the midfield, waiting for Knight to come in, but eventually he's just going to turn himself off the corner. There's Knight this time, off the backboard, and Casper, he just jumps way too late. He just needed to wait on that ball. He was so far back. By the time he did jump, it was way past him already. And
Yeah.
I know we're both sitting at 0 goals here, but what are we thinking, Fishy? I don't know.
It just feels like they both saw the number of goals in game 2. Oh, and Kaio, I was gonna say they're both playing more conservative, but Kaio just takes on the defense on his own.
Yeah, Casper, he tried to get that pre-flip read off the corner, and he got it, but unfortunately for him, he sent it right back on the Coyotes' hood and able to send that for a top shelf shot. And another low shot totals coming out. Gravelords sitting at 1, Whiteout with only 3, is Casper getting a second on the board there. Good save coming out from Smexy, as Astro kind of overcommitted. And another double commit coming out, but another pinch coming out. Almost every time they're getting these double commits on defense, some sort of crazy pinch is coming out, as there's just a scuffle in the orange box, 5 players on top of it. Smexy with the shot on, but easily saved away by Knight. Pass up to Astro, trying to follow it. Good 50 with the double. Where's the follow-up as an own goal comes out? Whiteout with the utter panic inside their own box.
Well, you said Astro had to pull out a double for this team to win. I don't know.
I don't think that's quite what I meant, but he'll take what he can get at this point, the way this series is going. As I just don't even know what to think at this point on either side. I think Whiteout's playing so patient, but at the same time, Gravelord's rotation is so bad. And here's another misrotation again. Knight, he tried to get that boost and just let Smexy have all the time in the world to score it.
I think off the kickoff there, every Gravelords player went for boosts there, and Smexy just kind of tapped it at the net, and no one was able to get there. So just awkward rotations.
I mean, maybe Knight thought he was going to bang it off the backboard or maybe bang it into the corner, but I mean, that was definitely a smart play coming out from Smexy to get that one-touch dribble down, as chaos in the air above the orange side again. And nobody was there to follow up again for Gravelords because another double commit came out. I just don't know what to expect as another pinch flinging itself onto the orange half. I mean, you think with 3 games, as a crazy save coming out from Smexy on the goal line, you think 3 games of this constant double commits, they would have made some sort of adaptation by now, but once again, just proving to be Casper and Knight on the ball constantly. It's Casper with a high lofty ball, sending it up to Astro, trying to get it back to Casper, and he does, but a whiff on the sidewall is going to allow Whiteout to get back in the offense. Lurky trying to follow it, bouncing it off the left corner. Smexy pre-jumped it, gets the read, but bounces it too far low. Casper trying to get the shot through, muscling his way through one, but not able to find another. Astro with a, this might actually just go in, and Knight with an excellent read off the backboard from the great pass from Astro with just under a minute left.
That's another all or nothing play right there.
It really
Knight,
was.
The third man taking the shot on the goal line, but if you're down by 1, sometimes you just gotta full send it.
And we gotta send the Wayne Gretzky quote out there. You know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, I guess. As Gravelords are just flinging themselves at the ball. Another one there. They didn't get punished as Astro whiffed in the corner. Another opportunity from them here almost. As this time a double commit coming out from Whiteout. Able to clear it out. As Knight sending it off the back wall again. Another awkward bounce coming off that corner. Casper whiffing on the sidewall. Pass out to Coyote, but shot too low to be dangerous. As Lurky with an unfortunate hit back to the middle, but Knight, he misses the shot. Able to keep the ball in, though, as Astro sending it to the corner. This time, Casper actually with the fake challenge. That may have been the most conservative play the Gravelords have made in this whole series, as I think if he went for that, he would have been beat. Final seconds now. Lurky off the back wall. Astro there. Where's the follow-up? Casper getting bumped in the midfield, and we're going to go to overtime for this game 3. As maybe that final play from Casper, maybe he's starting to finally make an adaptation, but I don't even know what I'm watching, Fishy. This whole series has just been just a bit of a, it's just dirty.
Yeah, and you speak of dirty. I think I've counted maybe 5 bumper demo plays coming out for Gravelords in the past minute or two. It's starting to ramp up here.
Yeah, Lurky with a shot on off the post though, as Knight racing in, cutting off Astro and Casper. The rotation continuing to be an issue in this game 3 overtime. Astro trying to pass it up to Knight. Knight there, but he backflipped. That could have been the opportunity to seal the deal for this game 3. Continuing to flop in the corner is Knight, as he's finally rotating back. And Casper demoed, unable to keep this pressure up. But Knight actually able to bounce it off this corner awkwardly again. Casper committing his third man, able to keep it in. Astro back to the middle. Lurky might miss this, sending it off his own backboard. But Knight actually playing conservatively as well this time, letting Casper stay on the ball. As he's finally going to race in this time, getting the dunk out. Casper turning on this one, trying to pass it to Astro. That was a risky play, as now a shot's going to come on, and Casper, he's not able to get there. That unfortunate risky play is going to seal the deal.
And Gravelords, they were doing a great job keeping up the pressure. I think they had all of the offense in that minute or so, but they just fall back into that system of passing to their third man, and if it doesn't work, they get scored on.
Yeah, and again, another all or nothing play coming out. That was a laser of a pass coming from Casper into the midfield, and Astro, he just committed a little too far for that. He did make contact, but the 50 was just too good on Whiteout side, and that allowed Lurky to kind of follow that ball up and put another one on. And Casper, he just couldn't make it back to the goal line quick enough. And that's going to put Whiteout at a 2-1 series lead at the moment, as Gravelords were almost able to win that game 3 despite their ugly rotations and play coming out, but it's still anybody's series at this point. Whiteout's playing so conservatively, letting Gravelords just fling themselves up on offense that they just continue to let some opportunities in every now and then, but it just depends on who's more consistent, I guess.
I'm starting to question myself at this point. I know you've called the lucky pinch clears out of the back, but after the 10th one, maybe it's starting to get intentional.
I mean, I don't know what their game plan is on offense here for Gravelords, but continually, time and time again, they've got double commit pinch clears. As finally another good read coming out, this time from Casper off that backboard. He's going to rifle one into the left side. That's what we need from them.
They just keep hitting it high, and I know they're all good enough to get the reads, so I think that's just what they need to do more of.
And nobody up on that backboard for Whiteout, as 2 players were sitting into the net. And that's what let that opportunity go in, as this time off the kickoff, Casper making the touch out, trying to follow it again, playing a little bit too fast. I think he has a little too much confidence after that backboard read. Kind of needs to tone it down again. As Knight this time with a read of his own, almost sending it in, but off the crossbar again. Casper racing in, and another double commit coming out from them again. I've been watching all 3 of these players, and they're just zooming around constantly. It's supersonic. Here's another opportunity high off the backboard. Casper with the demo in the net, but Knight sending it high off the backboard, too weak of contact. As this time Astro just flying in. It's just they're continuing to commit all 3 of their players to these plays, Fishy.
Yeah, I think it's starting to get to Whiteout too, and every time they go for a ball, they have to 50 someone coming in at 500 miles an hour. It can really get
honestly, it's just supersonic all the time for them. Astro with a good shot on, but gonna be sent away to the side. Casper's keeping it into the corner. Awkward ball here for Whiteout. Lurky's gonna send it away from Coyote, but Knight not able to send it back over to Astro, as now he's gonna have to corral this in his own corner. Getting it past one, but kind of whiffing himself, as Casper's gonna get the save out. Back only to Coyote though. He's gonna try and send it back to the middle. Whiffing himself, and Knight there for the follow-up, but just Whiteout, they might be overwhelmed by Gravelords here. They're starting to make a lot of awkward touches and whiffs coming out from them themselves.
Yeah, and they're like being clinical has just gone out the window for them. They've just started booting it up on offense whenever they can because they feel the pressure on defense.
Yeah, we've seen a few dribble plays and passing plays coming out. Here's another one. Dangerous in front of the net, but able to be sent away by the Gravelords. Shot on, but too weak again. Casper's going to send it over to Astro, who's going to continue the play, trying to follow it into the corner. As Lurky backwards making a good play, rushing into net. Casper keeping the pressure up in the midfield off the sidewall. Knight there for the follow-up, trying to send it on. Casper with a great bump, and that's going to sneak its way through. Gravelords have somewhat of a commanding lead.
And when I saw that bump, I expected someone to get back in time, but they just boost
Oh,
starving.
Smexy. No, Smexy could have made that touch, but he kind of rolled off that corner post. He couldn't get on the ground. He tried to flip and ended up wave dashing. And that's just unfortunate for them, but great for Gravelords here heading into the halfway point. Sitting up at 2-0. And for Whiteout, I'm looking at the scoreboard right now. Lurky the only one over 50 points, Coyote at 42, and Smexy at 26 with over 2.5 minutes left in this game. And finally, a crossbar opportunity for Astro, and the Gravelords is going to go in as they've been punished time and time again by that crossbar.
Yeah, finally it goes in on one, but neither Kaio or I believe Lurky in net expected that shot to come out. And they've just gotta do better on that.
That was an absolute bagner right there. And a great play coming out from Knight, I believe it was, to Astro. This time last back is Astro, sending it high and lofty, trying to follow his own touch, sending it on. Lurky awkward in the net. Able to get the touch out to the corner, though, as Casper comes charging in now. With an aerial of his own, trying to send it in, but going to get denied away by Smexy. Pass over to Knight, and he's going to send another one on. And Whiteout, they've just been completely overwhelmed by Gravelords in this game 4. Letting in 4 goals, only sitting at 2 shots for them.
Well, Gravelords have certainly cleaned up their touches too. You see 3 quick attacks going in at the backboard, and then just an infield pass after they're all pushed back on the goal line.
Yeah, and you mentioned the quality of their touches. It's definitely increased. They may still be whiffing and double committing, but the quality of their touches, these touches have been strong and hard as another one's going to sink in constantly. All of these shots going 60 miles per hour plus. And the quality of their touches have definitely increased.
Yeah, and with that comes their shooting percentage just absolutely skyrocketing. Instead of game 1 with 5 shots and 0 goals, it's up to like close to 60% for combined team.
Yeah, they've put in 5 of their 9 opportunities as Whiteout, only sitting at 2 with just over a minute and a half left. And this game's all but over for Whiteout, but the way this series has gone, they could easily come back for this game 5. And you mentioned to start this off, Whiteout with a game 5 victory, and Gravelords with a game 5 loss on Monday. So both teams headed to game 5 again. We're gonna have to see who's gonna come out on top, but for the remainder of this this game 4 here, we're just gonna have to see if anything crazy results. It's Casper charging in, not able to find the touch. Coyote sending it onto the back wall, but an unfortunate double is going to send it to the corner. Smexy with a shot on, but it's going to be sent away by Astro. Coyote trying to keep it back into the middle. Knight going to clear it away over to Casper with the doink pass out. Knight trying to charge in and follow it again, but not enough boost to get the 50 he needed. Astro flying in this time, sending it back into the corner, and there's just been so much corner play coming out from Gravelords continually as Astro's going to roast himself in the quick chat for missing that shot. Probably screaming that time too. And I mentioned it about a minute ago, Fishy, but what are we thinking headed into game 5 here? As another one's going to roll in.
I feel like Whiteout, they've been starting to do more passing plays here at the end instead of just their solo dribble it into a defender and then rotate back. I've been liking the passes at the end of this one so far.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the whole series they've kind of been trying to do some small ball plays to get out of defense, either making individual touches, trying to follow it up themselves, or a kind of a small ball passing play. As Astro's going to miss another one, this time opting not to roast himself in the quick chat. But yeah, honestly, Whiteout, they haven't really been banging the ball downfield, getting hard clears. They've kind of been keeping the ball low and to themselves. But it didn't work out for him this game as Gravelords were just able to raffle stop them with a 6-0 scoreline. But the Gravelords, they could easily come back and keep up their double committing whiffing ways for game 5, and Whiteout, if they go back to being slightly more consistent, in the earlier games, they could easily come back and take that game 5. As hold on, there's actually been a drunk stream redemption in the chat by Chipmunk Man. I don't know how long ago that was, but either way, we're gonna have to get details on which stream Chipmunk's gonna want me to absolutely lose my shit. I really want to do it for this Saturday, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get work off.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say today, Bagels. I don't think you can get that drunk that quick.
That's well, the drunk streams are only gonna be on Saturdays. They can't be during the week. Only for Saturday Night Rocket League. That's per orders of the regional dictator himself. As Fishy has left the party, I believe the man may have DC'd.
I have actually.
He's
I'll try and get his foot out here.
I'm gonna have to solo this one for a second. Knight into the corner, trying to get the pass, but unable to find the touch. Smexy with a pass out to Coyote, but he's gonna miss this one in the midfield. That was an opportunity from them. As now all of Whiteout are gonna have to race back onto defense. Astro trying to follow us up, getting a decent 50 to keep it in. Casper trying to follow up, get the double. As another unfortunate hit for Coyote, he's gonna have to put himself back in the net, but Astro isn't able to find the shot. He's gonna fling himself past the ball. And finally, Smexy able to send this one back onto the blue half. Astro is camping the boost. He gives no care about the ball whatsoever. He's finally able to get that boost as Casper was able to clear it away. Knight able to find the save as Lurky was harassing him in the air. Astro with a great dunk out. This could be an opportunity for him, but Smexy's going to race back and clear it away. Coyote sending it back over the middle for Smexy. Astro there, high off the backboard, trying to get the follow-up, and he does, getting it past all three players as Astro able to put it in the first one with just under a minute. As Coyote and Lurky not able to find the touch there. Able to put it top right was Astro. And again, Whiteout just getting overwhelmed by this Gravelords pressure at the moment. As Gravelords, ever since that game 3, they have been able to look a little bit more clean here. As another unfortunate touch coming out from Whiteout again. Able to find 2 consecutive saves was those defenders though. Smexy trying to follow us up in the corner. Coyote there trying to get the doink. Unable to find the touch. Knight on the dribble now. Unable to send it past the last defender though, and there's a lot of back and forth play happening as Astro's gonna make a crazy save on the goal line, and again coming from Casper, double commits coming out, but who cares? They found the save. This time a double commit happening on offense, Astro with low boost, opting to let the fake challenge come out from him. Knight again, and another double commit, awkward touch from them, but Astro able to send it away, but not quite far enough as Coyote's gonna send it away, or send it back in to tie it up at 1-1 apiece. As the clear just wasn't able to come out from him there. And I was just starting to compliment the Gravelords playstyle, but the double commits came out 3 times in a row on those plays. And Whiteout able to get themselves back into the series here.
Yeah,
this game 5.
This sure does sound exciting to me, but
hold on, Astro off the kickoff is gonna score. Excuse me. I mean, do you need an invite back to the party?
I need one. I gotta get back in here.
Okay, I'm getting you back in here. I was hoping C-Money would invite you, but apparently not. Anyways, you're back in here. Gravelords now, after getting scored on, able to find one right back off the kickoff. Smexy missing this ball off the wall. Casper trying to follow it up. But Knight sending it back into the orange corner. Another opportunity here. Astro last back, opting to go for it. Getting beat out though, and this is going to leave Casper and Knight last back as a shot comes on, and Lurky with the redirect, not able to find the shot. Net still open as a triple commit comes out. They're still able to get these crazy saves, and who knows, Fishy, Gravelords might be able to hold on here.
They're definitely holding on by a string at this point, but even Whiteout, they send their third man for the shot on that one, pulling an all-in play, and Gravelords triple committing on defense to counter. It's wild.
Yeah, Whiteout continuing to try these infield passes. Another one sending its way over to Coyote, but the shot was just too weak and too wide. Casper trying to find a touch here, getting hard dunked out. This could be another opportunity for Whiteout as a 2 players double commit, almost sending it in. And continuing to be, this time the pinch is on Whiteout's side. It's continuing to fling itself off the ceiling as Lurky trying to keep this ball into the corner. And again, Smexy just smashing into the corner, trying to keep possession somehow, some way. Knight with a good clear out. Casper faking out one of the defenders. It's a great clear, almost coming out, but Knight's gonna dunk him into the net. Save coming out though either way. Astro again, a high lofty ball. Casper trying to go up, unable to find the touch off the backboard. Astro's gonna turn on this one. Knight last back, racing in, getting the mid boost, trying to send another one on. Mexi getting bumped off the ball. As now all the Gravelords players overcommitted, they're going to have to retreat back as this ball is going to be sent over on the left side. Astro able to clear it out. This time, Whiteout sending all three, but an unfortunate bounce off that back wall is going to actually leave Coyote on the dribble in the 2v1. Great 50 out to the side. Lurky there with the shot. Off the post, though. And just over a minute left, Fishy. Whiteout, they're starting to look strong, but unfortunately, Knight's going to send a third one in, and they were just starting to find their mark.
I was just about to say, I think they might have switched teams here because Whiteout, they were piling on the pressure. Even with the double commits on their defense, they were getting it done, but just a little too much for them right at the end.
Yeah, and going back to that game 3, something must have changed for this Gravelords team. The play has still been a little bit ugly, a few double commits and misrotations coming out from them. But this game 4 and game 5, they've been a completely different team. As this time, Whiteout, like you mentioned, they're feeling the pressure, they're starting to scramble, trying to send 2-3 players on the offense to find some sort of final opportunity in these closing 30 seconds. Is another great clear coming out from Astro, double demo coming out, and this one's just gonna roll in. This series is all over, unfortunately, for Whiteout.
Yeah, and that double demo just seals their fate there. And I mean, I guess you can call it a team play as all members were involved in taking out the defense.
That's definitely a different interpretation of the 1-2-3 play, but either way, the clear came out from Astro, a demo came out from Casper, and another demo coming out from Knight as that one slowly trickled its way in. And somehow, some way, Gravelords were able to come back in this series, as ugly as they looked in those first 3 games. Game 4 and Game 5, they were able to turn it on. This time, able to secure a Game 5 victory of their own. And Whiteout coming up away with their second Game 5 with a loss. And now both teams, following the first week, are going to be sitting at 1-1 here.
Yeah, and it's good resilience from Gravelords to come back there. I think they were 1-0 down, then 2-1 down, or was it a reverse sweep?
They were down 2-1, and then they came back and won 4 and 5.
That's hard to win on double match point there, but they won games 4 and 5 pretty convincingly, so I'd be scared of them to come.
That's what I was saying, especially the way they were playing, the fact that they were able to come back. I don't even think it was that the fact that Whiteout was playing bad. I think Gravelords just happened to turn it on and fix some of their mistakes, as their offensive pressure throughout the series was just way more dominating than Whiteout's ever was. Whiteout, their shooting percentage may have been good, but overall their shot totals way too low in this series. As Gravelords were somehow miraculously able to find the win in this series, and they'll be counting their lucky stars on this one.
Yeah, and what's odd about how Gravelords played, I think they each took a turn playing third man for a game, as Casper in the last one here, 0 shots, while both his teammates had 5. I think Knight had all of their team's 5 saves in game 3. And
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a talk with my my Gravelords team here. I'm gonna have to figure out something to help those double commits and just crazy plays that were coming out. But that was our second matchup of the night, and I'm gonna have to see really quickly who our third one is here. For our third matchup of the night, we're going to be heading to the Challenger League, where the Bishops face off against Venom. Both teams 1-0. Bishops winning on stream on Monday, and Venom coming off a hot win as well. That's going to be coming up following the break. Don't want to miss it.